The first week of December is a national event called Hour of Code, in which across the nation students get involved in computer science. As Computer Club, we're trying to get students in our district involved. To do that, we're using a program called Guessing Game. We're using Guessing Game because it contains several different examples of code. First off is a random number generator, which is pretty self-explanatory, it just generates a random number. Variables, which is how the computer stores information. Inputs, which is how a user interacts with the computer. Loops, which is repeating sections of code until you get a desired result. Ifs, thens, and elses, which are conditionals. If something happens, then something else happens. Objects and methods, which are more advanced code, and you really need to take a computer science class to understand them. And outputs, which is how a computer outputs the information it has. So how it works. First, the computer randomly picks a number between 1 and 100. In this case, it's 1 and 100, but it can really be any two numbers. Then, after selecting the number and storing it into the computer's memory under a variable, rand, the computer asks you to guess a number, which is your input. It stores your guess under a different variable in the memory, guess. The computer then compares guess with rand. A message pops up, output, telling you if your guess was too high, too low, or equal to the random number. This is an example of the code in a language called C++. You have an output, your input, loops, and then your final output telling you whether it's too high, too low, or equal. Now, while that was in C++, which is a coding language, and there are many coding languages such as Python and Java, we're going to be doing something similar on a calculator, which is a more simplistic kind of coding language, but it can still do this.
So to start off this program, you're first going to want to click this program button on the calculator here. Then you want to scroll over to New, and then Create New. So now you just want to type in any name, it could be anything. In my case, I'm going to name it Game. Then you just want to click Enter. Now this should bring you to the screen here with the name of your game at the top and these two dots here. So first we need to generate the random number. So to do this, you're going to want to click Math and scroll over to PRB. Then you're going to click on number 5, which is random integer. We want our number to be between 1 and 100, so to do this, you're going to type 1, 100, and parenthesis. Now this random number has to be stored somewhere, so we're going to put it in a variable. To do this, you're going to click on the STO button in the bottom left. Then click on the green alpha button and type in any letter. In my case, I'm going to name it A. This is going to be the name of your variable, so the name must be only one letter long. Now click Enter to go to a new line. So next, we have to create a variable for the user's guess. To do this, type in 0, click the STO button again, and then click the green alpha button. Then type in any other letter than the one previously used. So I'm going to use B. Now click Enter again. For the next step, click the button program, which is PRGM right here, and select While, number 5. Now enter the first letter you used to store the random number, which in my case is A, and then go to Test, which is second math. Then select the not equal sign, which is number 2. Then enter the name of the second variable used, which in my case is B. Then click Enter. Now click Program again, PRGM, and scroll over to I/O. Then select 3, which is Display. Now press second alpha and type in guess in quotations. For quotations, click on the plus sign here. Once done, click the alpha button again, and then click Enter. So now we're going to do this again, except this time, in the I/O menu, we're going to select 2, prompt. Then type in the name of the second variable, which in my case is B. So once the user enters their guess, we're going to need to compare the user's guess to the random number that was generated by the calculator. To do this, click the program button again and select if, which is number 1. Then type in the name of the first variable, which in my case is A, Then click Second Math, which will bring you to the test menu, and select 2, not equal to. Then type in the name of your second variable. Now click the Program button and select Then, number 2. Click Enter. Then go to Program again, go to I/O, and select Display, which is number 3. Now type in "you win" with quotation marks. Select second alpha and type. Now click alpha again, and then click Enter. So these 3 lines here work together to check if the 2 variables are equal. If they are, then the calculator tells you you win. So now we're going to check if the user's guess is more than a random number. So to do this, click the Program button again and select Else, which is number 3. Click Enter. Now we're going to do the exact same thing as the previous 3 lines, except we're going to replace the equal sign with a less than sign and replace the text "you win" with "too high." So now the only thing left is if the user's guess is less than the random number. So click on the Program button and select Else, number 3. Click Enter. Click the Program again and go to I/O. Select Display now, number 3. Now type in "too low" with quotation marks. Now this is the end of the program, but we still have to close the loop and the 2 ifs. So to do this, click the Program button and select End, which is number 7. Hit Enter and repeat this 2 more times. Now you can officially call yourself a programmer. So to exit the program, click Second Mode, which is Quit.
Well, this is a fun little game. The implications of it really are huge. You can program almost anything on a calculator, from figuring out the Pythagorean theorem to the derivative of an expression, and even to games like Snake or Tetris, and that's only on a calculator. When you're using a computer with actual programming languages, the possibilities are pretty much limitless. You can figure out almost any problem, create any program you need to, and that's in really high demand in a multitude of fields. Computer science is needed in almost every field, from data analytics to game design and even to aeronautics. So developing an interest in computer science is really worthwhile to your future and your future career.